Hibiscus. Oh, Hiller. I thought it said killer. I was like, what? Oh, that's good. I don't know where my straw went, but yeah. Good morning. It's TGIF. I used to get so excited when I would hear that song. I'm like totally dating myself. My sister sometimes used to call me and be like, "It's Friday night and the mood is right." So, good morning. My shirt, I told you this is glitter. It doesn't look like it, but it can't come out of my shirt. I had glitter project and there's like glitter, literally glitter blue everywhere. Ooh, Arizona, you're up. Well, you're up early. I know you don't have a time difference, but man, you're up early. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everyone is doing good today and that you had a good day off yesterday and you were able to maybe get some good eats, have some family time or resting time, just doing nothing or reading or maybe not looking at the news. I know I'm one for I don't turn a blind eye to the news because I think it's very, very important to know what's going on. But I sometimes think mentally, sometimes you need to take a break away because it's like, it's not always good news or like have some good news on your feed. Like, I always like to like turn on the news around graduation time because they'll always have breaking news like somebody like a mom, a grandmother graduating with their masters or like the oldest person graduating with their um the law degree or something, and it always makes me smile because it's like it's a message of hope that you don't ever have to give up on your your dreams, that there's no age limits to hope, and hard work really does pay off. So I love seeing those on my feed, and I also like to, when I feel like the world is like too heavy, I love watching hair videos. I don't know, especially curly haircuts. I don't It's like a thing. There's a lady, she does she's known for her can do cuts and she's in Canada. She's gonna make me fly out there. I want to get a curly haircut from her. So I just like binge watch her haircuts sometimes when I'm cleaning up my workroom or when I'm doing something. Yeah, the news could be too much, but there is good news in there. So there's always some good news. So, like, look at some of the good news and just have fun. Like, it is graduation season, and I'm like, there are so many cool graduation stories. Like, I was reading the world's youngest person who graduated from MIT, and like, it is so cool, like, to see all these different graduation stories from different walks of life. There's like students from like different nationalities and ethnicities, backgrounds, like the first person Hispanic person to graduate from this college, or like, or it's just the coolest thing, and like it fills you with hope and inspiration, and it just makes you smile as soon as you read the storyline. You're just like, this is amazing. Like, you can't help to smile, and that's sometimes what you need to read. You have to keep abreast to what's going on to the world, because if you turn a blind eye, then you're going to be like, what happened, I didn't know, and that's only your fault because you're turning a blind eye. You have to take the good with the bad. You can't just have rainbows and butterfly. You have to know that there's darkness, that where there's light there's dark, where there's dark there's light. You just need to learn how to balance it, and that takes a while. And also having a healthy relationship with, people around you, friends, family, loved ones, where you could talk, even therapists, counselors, whatever, so that you can learn how to find that balance. But there is a lot of good. So yesterday I was looking at people who graduated like really early in life and really late, and listening to like their speeches and why they kept going, when especially the people that are like 75 plus. Like it's their stories are so inspirational, and then they fully on plan on using their degrees to pursue a career. And it's like amazing stories because it's never too late to do anything. And I'm a firm believer in that. I always say when I my biggest pet peeve is when I hear someone say, I'm too old for that. And in my head, you're not, because one, aging is a privilege. We woke up right now, we're having this conversation where you're looking at me. There are so many people in your age demographic that didn't wake up today. Age is a privilege. Two, we do live in America, and the reason why so many people flock to here is because we're the land of opportunity. Um, whatever you want to be, you can be. It's just about a will and a way. Um, and again, hope in yourself and having believing in yourself is a huge part of it. So I love watching graduation stories or people going back to school to become what they want to be. So I don't know. Like I love the month of June because of the graduation stories. It's just go on YouTube and just look up graduation stories, and they will just flood you with different ones. It's pretty cool. Um, so I was doing that. I did a little bit. I hung out with the family. I was, me and my sister are talking a lot. I have a kind of like a huge family emergency, and that's maybe why I'm taking on like be appreciative of your age, um, because what's going on in my personal family is hard, and I don't think what's happening to my loved one is she's young. She's young. And the outlook looks very bad. That's the best I can say. Every day there's different stories. Every day we're getting different outtakes. But the more and more we progress further, the worse and worse the outtakes look. So be your health, the people around you, feel appreciative about it, because again, it all could be gone in a blink of an eye. So my outtake is I'm happy that I woke up this morning and I could tell my kids I love them and tell my husband I love him and he's my best friend. I'm glad I woke up this morning and I'm able to talk to you guys. Drink this kombucha tea, which I have never had. I thought it said hibiscus tea killer. I was like, that's an interesting name, but it's hibiscus tea healer. Words sometimes look when you have dyslexia, sometimes letters just barely. So but yeah, which is it's actually really good. I like hibiscus tea like anyway, so I'm you know and I'm really actually excited because today is a day when me and Patreon are starting to embark on the umbrella making. So I haven't opened up my box because I was afraid that I was going to lose the components to the umbrellas. If you know me, I lose things notoriously. It's just how it is. So I did do a little filming yesterday. I finished my filming for Aura Rosa's new bag, and I'm not gonna tell you that bag is a baddie. I wore it out yesterday to take a couple pictures outdoors, which we had if you guys live in the Delmarva area, that's Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, that's what they call this area. We had a nasty little storm yesterday, and you are going to hear the sub pump during the storm, during the filming. I can't control the sub pump. I live in Maryland. Not having a storm is weird, okay? So when it's not raining, it throws me off. Okay, so like that bag got attention. People were asked. I went to a grocery store in CVS, and I had 3 people ask me where did I get my bag. It's a looker. It's a shiner. Okay, I just want you to know. Let's see. Yeah, I understand, Karen. Oh, welcome to the world of bag making. You're right on time. Oh, yeah, no, machines, I'm gonna let you fun here's a secret. Machines, whether that they're domestic, semi-domestic, or industrial, they all act up. They all act a donkey. No, you can ask anyone that has been sewing. They're problematic little teenagers. They just some days they're smooth selling, and other days they're like, oh, we want to suck our fabric into the feed dogs, or you need to change the needle, or I don't like in my video that I filmed yesterday, you're gonna see me not once, not twice, but maybe 3 times having to rethread my machine because whatever the thread that I used on here, I think it was like 90 weight thread, it it kept on shredding and then bunching up. And I was like, of course, when I'm filming, you want to do this. I mean, it happens when I'm not filming, but generally, I put a brand new needle in, I put sewer's aid drops on the spool of thread, and like, and I kept it in because I feel like if I don't keep that in, I'm not being authentic to you. You're going to be like, oh, Shinova, nothing ever happens when you sew. That would be a lie. And no, I make mistakes all the time. I think mistakes are how you get better. It's just like a toddler. A toddler, when they're walking, they have to use the couch, use the table. They have to knock their head and get bumps on their head a bazillion times. That's how they perfect their walking. That they have to fall before they learn how to walk. They have to crawl before they know how to walk. They have to like ask you to pick them up before you have to walk. That's just a part of the process of walking. The same thing applies with sewing. It's we're gonna like bang our head a million times. And even still, you could be walking for 40 plus years and you could be a Shinova and trip over your own shadow. It's a part of the process. I promise you I could trip over my shadow. Like, but it's a part of the process. And I keep it in because I feel like it's important for you to see that there's no such thing as perfection at all. Like there's none. There's just people that know how to mask it better than some, but there's no such thing as perfection. If you go into any fine retailer, if you go look at a Dooney and Burke and really just sit there and stare at the bag, you're going to see a skip stitch. You're going to see a stitch that goes slightly to the right or to the left when it's supposed to be uniform. You're going to see something that doesn't look like perfection. That's just how it is. Thank you, Margie. I love it. Yeah. I'm not too sure. I think it's gonna come out sometime next week, but I don't have a date. If you go to the Aura Rosa Facebook group, she did show you guys a very cool teaser. There are people thinking it's piping, and she did say it's not, but there was quite a few of like the fellow folks that were like, "Oh, it's piping." It's not. Just if you want a bag that has pockets on pockets on pockets on pockets, this is the bag for you. If you want a medium-sized bag, this is the perfect medium-sized bag. I th I think it will be a lucrative seller because this leaves like, if you have a person, a family member, or a person that you're trying to gift a bag to, or you're trying to sell a bag to, this is like a bag that you don't have to modify to add more pockets. I promise you that. When you see how many when I show it to you on a captain's log and show you all the pockets, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't have to modify for more pockets," like, at all. Like, at all. So, it's a really cool pocket like, pocket bag. Has tons of pockets. The shape is super unique. It's a very classic silhouette with a twist. It She does a really good job. And at first, when you look at the bag, you're like, how does this get put together? And once you see it finally getting assembled, um, and how things get put together, it's cool. And I give you a little bit of tips and tricks and different like ways you could put things together in the video. And it's very intriguing. When I first put it together, she kept saying, okay, this is the part you have to trust the process. And I was just like, like I wanted to message her and be like, "Don't put this in a pattern. Don't say that." Because when you say that, it makes me nervous. But um, She was 100% right. It would trust the process. Like, I didn't have any issue, and if I don't have an issue where I have to reread it, to me, I feel like everyone else could do it, but I could see where someone else can have may have issues. So I explained to you how I go about to achieve this look that's it's not in the pattern. So once I realize where I think a person can have a situation, it's quite easy how you can fix this. It's a little bit more time consuming and unique clips, but once you have it, you're like, "Okay, got it." And then I explained to you another way how you could do this where it could be a little bit more of a cheat because it makes sense to do it this way, and you can go from there. Um, yeah, it's a fun bag, and you get to learn different skill sets that Orosa hasn't done in her collection before. It fits smoothly in her collection, but it just has a couple different things that she hasn't presented to you in a bag before, which again, I absolutely love when we get that. It makes me excited. It's like a puppy wagging their tail. It's like something new for my database. Um, it it was like that for the pedal bag from Candy. Like there were certain things that I've never done before, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I learned something new. So I feel like that right now, even with Johnny B. I like there was a part in the Johnny B that for some odd reason I was doing one of the measurements above instead of beyond. And as we're putting it together, I can see how cool, like how she puts her front pocket and the side pockets on are completely different than I've seen other people do. But and it made me excited because like I could do my other bags like this and it makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, I also got really, really excited in how she does her handles. I don't know what how she came up with these handles, um, but they're pretty exciting. Like I for sure thought there was some kind of piping or something in the middle, but there's not. And yeah, pretty excited about them. So I'm that nerd that gets excited about new techniques. Yeah, the storm was major. That storm around 4 o'clock, I was like, "Is there gonna be a tornado warning?" That storm was it like, I was fairly certain my butterfly bush was just gonna get unrooted and just, like I was like, "Okay, we're gonna go see the wizard, I think, today. That's you ready?" It's a very nice bag. I can't wait for y'all to see it. Oh, thank you. That was so sweet. I appreciate you subbing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pockets on pockets on pockets, like I don't know if I can say how many pockets 'cause I don't wanna get anything away, and I don't want Alexis to be like, "Shova." I'll be like, "I know, I was excited." Oh, yeah, the Johnny B is a really great looking bag, and I was trying to figure out for my group how I could it is almost the exact measurements for carry-on except 1. It's the 10 inches in width, it needs to be 9. So, though I'm doing mines where I'm doing piping, but I'm doing a faux piping versus putting the piping cord, which is like an in-cell piping cord in there for one reason. So, I've been traveling like a lot lately and recently because of my family's medical emergency. And I could tell you this, I went on a bigger plane to when I flew to um when I a smaller plane to Charlotte, a bigger plane from Charlotte to San Diego, right? But that smaller plane to go to into Charlotte, they were no joke. If you had a roller bag, they were like, "We can't fit him on here, or you're gonna get checked." And it wasn't even like a valet check, you know how like they check them in the front? They were like, "We're gonna put him in the back or whatever." And they were like, yeah, he's upstairs." They were like, they I had a duffel bag. So my duffel bag was actually like 2 inches smaller all the way around. So they didn't even bother. They're like, yeah, that could sit in the front seats, squish it underneath your thing. Something told me to just roll with the duffel bag and my messenger bag. And thank God that I listened to my gut instinct on that. And I went with it. But there were people that had like the longer, like the army style duffel bags. They were like, put it in the bin, put it in the bin. It looks like it's too long. And they were trying to put it in the bin and it didn't fit. They were like, you got to go back and check your bag. And I was just like, damn, it's just a duffel bag. You could squish those into the bin. They're not like the case where they're not like, the hard case where they're not squishable. But I seen it so much. Like on 4 different flights, I seen this. And so my biggest worry was is that if they ask me to put this in there, how can I squish this bag to make it look like it? And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Take the piping foam out of the actually piping and just do a faux piping. So it's soft and pliable so that way I could squish it into that bag. That's the only way I can possibly think it will work. How can I make the bag a little bit more squishy? Because my thing is that also with mine is that I'm trying to make mine to look like a military like rebellious Star Wars bag, and I'm not done with that. I have grommets and stuff to put on it. So I'm trying to make it squishy and I'm trying to like figure out what I can do and eliminate to make it a little bit more squishier. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. But it's a dope bag. I already like the front of mine. It is so pretty. So I'm gonna be finishing up today. I haven't finished putting all my packs together. So we're close to be done. We only have 10 pages left. So I'm just gonna put all the lining pieces in their separate packs so that way I don't fumble when we're doing that. And I'm gonna put that up and then I'm gonna clear off the table and I'm going to iron out my pattern piece for the umbrella. And I still haven't figured out what fabric I'm going to use, what cotton fabric. I have a lot of custom fabric. They recommend you to do kind of like a toss print and not like a directional print for your first one. So I think I have a couple Star Wars ones that I'm going to work with that are custom. I'm going to make my first one for me and clear my counter space, my cutting space, so that way I could cut it out. It's not a lot of pieces. We only are cutting out like 8, like they look like delta symbols, 8 delta symbols, and there's no interfacing. And our little wrap around, and that's it. That's all we're cutting out today. And the sewing part is funny. We're gonna sew up, we're gonna hem and sew the part together. Um, and it's kind of like a 3-step, but they're not going to be incredibly long videos. It doesn't take very long to actually make an umbrella at all. Like after reading the pattern, it doesn't it doesn't take very long. And this is the part that I'm actually really excited about because I was worried about a serger, but if you have a straight stitch machine, you could just do a rolled hem. That's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So I'm really excited about this because I'm like the possibility it's endless possibilities. Like I'm just gonna be making like really bad bags, like really complicated bags like a hitchhiker, and then have like a really bad umbrella to match with a matching wallet. I'm be like, this is a set that you can purchase. I am really, really excited about it. I don't know. I'm really excited about like my waterproofing for the umbrella is going to be here tomorrow. That part's going to be interesting because I'm going to have to go from they're going to be seeing this machine, the 5550, when we're hemming it. Um, no, I guess no, let me backtrack. So, I got teacher notes and she was like, yeah, so when you're rolling the hem, she's like, use your fingers, wet your fingers and just roll the hem organically. And I was like, this is what my abuelita would tell me to do. But then the, the germaphobe in me was like, nah, dude, I'm just going to get my hemming press and just like iron it. So I'm gonna have everything here and then we're gonna sew that part and then we're gonna sew it all together. And then we're going to put it onto the frame. And then I am going to have to stick Patreon back onto this and open up the umbrella very, very slowly and mimic how we're going to spray it. Once we spray it, there's a couple parts we have to hand stitch, like, the ribs to the umbrella and the neck, and then we have to spray it. Once we spray it, it has to be sprayed outside, and it has to be left in an area like your garage or somewhere it can't fly away because it will fly away like a kite, and it has to be outside for 8 hours to overnight so it could fully cure before we finish putting all the accoutrements on it, like the end caps and the rib caps and all that stuff on it, so that way you're done. So it's like a really small 3-part. It's really funny. I thought it was gonna be super complicated, but when I read the teacher's notes in the instructions, I was like, "Wait, what? All this time I was afraid." Okay. So, I'm not saying I'm a wizard at this, but you might see your girl on Monday be like, "Look what I made." Now, if I open up an umbrella in here and there is a clear sign of reluctancy, my mom told me ever since I was a little as far as I can remember mom saying, "I'm not allowed to open up an umbrella in the house." So, there might be a captain's log that I'm in outside, and then I open it because my mom told me I'm not allowed to open an umbrella in the house, and she always told me that, so if I open in the house, there might be a huge reluctancy, and it's not my fault. It's something that's been embedded in me since I was a little Nova. I have no idea why. I've never asked her why. I just know I'm not allowed to open up an umbrella in the house. And it's funny because I tell my kids this and they still like open and close, but they're like, "Why? Is there a reason why?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Ask my mom." Like, but I might have an umbrella for you guys on Monday. I might, because it looks like it's fairly easy and yeah. Not fairly easy, there might be a whole bunch of mistakes because it's my first umbrella, but you might see one. Bad luck, okay. Alright, so it's not just me. Alright, so you if so there might be several parts in Patreon, and they're patient with me, so I might be like, "Okay, look, dude, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna spray this. I'm gonna put you on a phone stand, and we're gonna spray this bad boy outside because I can't open up an umbrella in the house, but there is parts that you kinda have to because you're, like, you have to sew parts while it's open. I don't know. And I'm like, opening up an umbrella in the house. This is Mom told me I can't do that. So so, I'll get you I'm gonna give you the 2 names, Diane. I'll message you. I bought 2 different ones, one on Amazon, and then there was one that I bought off of Amazon. One another one that wasn't on Amazon because weirdly enough, she says waterproofing in the notions, but not a name of a waterproofing. I was like, "Well, damn." So then I went into my notes, and there was no notes on that too. So I just went off of one where people buy to waterproof their tents and and then there's one that actually is proofing sun umbrellas. And I was like, "Okay, that might be up my like ballpark." So I just was like on a huge Google search like waterproofing umbrellas, and then waterproofing beach umbrellas is a huge thing. So I was like, "Oh, this might work." So I can send you that information, Diane. So we're gonna have some fun because Diane's in the Patreon group. So there might be like small tip. It's not gonna be like longer classes that we have. So it might be like 10 minutes, 20 minutes here and there, but it'll nevertheless be a whole session that they can go back to at any time when they want to make an umbrella. Oh, damn, Meryl. Okay. I did not know that. Now that will okay. Okay, you don't wanna it said that if you do, there will be a death in the family. Okay, well that okay. My mom used to say like a lot of weird things too, like if an umbrella not if a broomsticks fall, someone's coming to your house. And I'm like, "What? What are where do these things come from? Why do you guys say these things?" So, yeah, there was no umbrella allowed opening. So there might be some Patreons where I'm underneath by the deck and I'm like, okay, it's 90 degrees. We have to open up the umbrella, hand stitch these ribs down. Let's do this. But yeah, I have, like, some really nice, like, poplins and some cottons and different ones that I've had, like, 2 or 3 yards of that I've never used, and I'm, like, kind of excited. I'm like, "Yeah." So, yeah, you need anywhere from 1 and 3/4 of a yard to 1.5 depending on the width of your fabric. So, I'm pretty excited. That's what my plans are today, and then I'm going to snuggle up with Hope, and we're gonna watch Death of a Unicorn. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. I'm really excited to watch that. It's Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, and I like the unicorns are not, like, nice, they're, like they accident like, Paul Rudd is a dad and Jenna Ortega is a daughter, and they're on, like, a trip to his boss's house, and they accidentally run over a unicorn, and, like, the unicorn's out for vengeance. We like to watch weird movies, okay? So, so that's what we're planning to. You got Bati oh, yeah, Batik. She said that, like, when I was asking, because I was like, "Do we have to do something in the inside?" So I'm curious. I'm just no, I bought a box of 4 or 6 umbrellas. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna be just making random umbrellas now. I already know it. I wanna make a Tula pink one too, like the polka dots or something. I don't know. Eventually, I'm pretty good at fussy cutting. Eventually, I'll get down to the fussy cutting, but I know you have to buy, like, yards upon yards upon yards to get that fussy cutting because 'cause they're big pieces. But yeah, cotton, that's all you need. So, don't be afraid of making umbrellas, people. So, that is old wife tales and superstitions. Yeah. Thanks, mom. Now your girl's afraid to you're open up an umbrella and if a broomstick, I'm like, "Someone's coming." Someone's um, so yeah, thanks, mom. Appreciate it. If you're watching this, thank you. So yeah, that's my plans for today. Other than that, that's it. And then tomorrow, I want to do a deep dive cleaning in my room and organizing everything because I have like fabric everywhere. So I would like to just like reorganize my room and like so I could reset so I could start over for Sunday because next week I'm doing a whole bunch of custom bag orders and try to get everything started to get ready for shore leaf. And I want to make sure I have my 3 art pieces and I need to start bagging and tagging and doing everything I usually do and see if I can make one more um pe- like piece. And then there's a couple of testers that are going to be for the upcoming season of bag of the month that I'm going to be participating in and I have to test those too. So I have some things to do. Your girl's going to be busy. I don't have the Joan umbrellas. I think that's what it is called. Joan umbrella. If you just put Joan and then umbrella, the pattern should just populate up. Yeah. Ooh, cookies. All right. Hope your show is successful and you have fun. And cookies for your show sounds wonderful. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off. I hope everyone has a great day. Remember, sleep in Saturday, and I will see you on Sunday. So I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Talk to y'all later. Bye.